Il se nomme Robert Mitchum. Il est passé par Paris à l'occasion de la sortie en France du film de David Lean, La fille de Ryan, dont il est la vedette avec Sarah Miles. Est-ce son 95e, 100e, 105e film? Il dit ne pas le savoir exactement lui-même. Il a tout joué, le meilleur et le moins bon, un peu comme s'il ne cherchait pas vraiment à choisir.
Well, I was not, for a time, I wasn't privileged to make a choice because I was under contract to RKO for 10 years, and whatever they had that came up, you know, whatever I could fit was fine. And prior to that, and on both sides of that, it was just a matter, an economic matter. I mean, I just worked when I could work and, you know, worked what I did, whatever I could do. And whichever was most profitable in almost any sense. I chose, really. I did have a choice. I mean, I had alternate choices. That, you know, I mean, I could, if there were 4 different films, I could probably choose one over the other because I would be more comfortable in it or be paid more.
Vous donnez plutôt l'impression de ne pas vraiment jouer, d'être seulement vous-même. Est-ce une impression justifiée?
I would think so, yeah. Somebody said that motion picture acting is about 10% talent and 90% craft. And if the craft doesn't show, that I suppose is a talent within itself. But on the other hand, very often, I'm cast as myself, you know. So there isn't a great deal of latitude. I don't have to expend myself or extend myself too much.
Vous avez débuté par des westerns et vous continuez d'en jouer souvent. Est-ce le genre de rôle que vous préférez?
Well, I enjoy westerns because they're very simple. I started off in the Hopalong Cassidy's, you know, and I used to, I got $100 a week and all the horse manure I could carry home. And it was playing cowboys and Indians out in the fresh air, a free lunch, you know, and it was better than working. I discovered that. And they're very, you know, singularly uncomplicated. Sometimes they're physically demanding and occasionally physically hazardous because, I mean, after all, you know, falling off horses and jumping from trains to horses and back again and so forth sometimes can be a little uncomfortable. But yeah, I think I like it. I mean, it's uncomplicated, and as I say, it's a good outdoor exercise. I enjoy that.
Pour beaucoup de gens, vous êtes le symbole du mauvais garçon, du dur de cinéma, et cela depuis 30 ans, sans que l'âge n'y change rien. Qu'en pensez-vous?
Well, truly, I think that sort of came about probably largely because just of my own personality, just, you know, my own attitude. And secondly, I came on at a time when sort of the ugly leading man, you know, you didn't have to be particularly pretty, and I had a heavy bass baritone voice, so they just manufactured a heavily masculine image, which was not necessarily true. But I don't know, it becomes a stock and trade, I guess.
Vous avez travaillé avec beaucoup de metteurs en scène célèbres, Edward Metrick, Vicente Minnelli, Howard Hawks, Henry Hathaway, Otto Preminger, Joseph Losey, et enfin David Lean pour La fille de Ryan. Parmi eux, qui vous a le plus impressionné et peut-être le plus influencé?
That's very difficult to say. I think probably the person who most impressed me was, I mean, this is apart from individual personalities. I think the person who impressed me most was Charles Lawton, oddly. And I can't well, Charles Lawton, and who was almost a complete actor's director. He was excellent. And from the others, or of the others, we didn't have a great deal of exchange because I came with my little satchel all ready to go to work, and I did it. And they might say, well, a little more to the left, or a little more to the right, or louder or softer, or something like that. But I don't recall long sessions with a director, really, ever.
You started writing
Vous avez commencé par écrire des poèmes pour enfants, et l'on dit que vous en écrivez encore. Est-ce vrai?
No, no. The children grew up and they got a little too hip for me. I write verbally principally now. I mean, I was a fiction writer, now I just tell lies, you know, about myself.
Parmi tous vos films, beaucoup pensent que l'un des meilleurs, voire le meilleur, c'est Deux sur la balançoire, que vous avez tourné avec Shirley MacLaine. Est-ce votre avis?
Well, first of all, I felt that I was miscast, and I tried to impress that impression upon them, upon the producers, for a year, and they insisted. I said, "Why don't you get, you know, Greg Peck or get someone whom I would consider to be more suited to the part than I." And they insisted that I do it, and I did do it, and I'm very glad that I did, because I had the experience of working with Miss MacLaine, who was a fabulous performer, and I enjoyed it. But I'm still of the opinion that someone else could have been more effective than I in it.
Vous avez eu pour partenaire à peu près toutes les actrices célèbres. Laquelle a votre préférence?
Oh, that's an indecent question. You don't ask that.
La fille de Ryan semble être votre premier personnage de vaincu. Le pensez-vous? Et si oui, pourquoi l'avez-vous accepté?
Well, I accepted it because, first of all, it was an excellent script, and I was very flattered that I was chosen, because it was a job that required a degree of professionalism. I mean, after all, the name is not Ryan's son-in-law, it's Ryan's daughter, so it required working actually toward the whole, the complete film. And if I should stop and do a vaudeville turn for myself in the middle of the film, you know, if I should exploit myself, it would damage the film. And I was very pleased that I was considered to possess that degree of professionalism. Very flattered, really. That Mr. Boat called me, as a matter of fact, from London when I was in California. I told him that I didn't want to go to work, and he said, well, why? He said, is it the protracted tenure of this project that you find off-putting? Because we found all sorts of places where you can be free, where you're entirely on your own. And I said, no, it's not that at all. And he said, well, then what? I said, well, I just planned suicide. I said, I beg you. I said, I plan to kill myself. No further questions, right? Oh, he said, I understand. He said, well, if you would do this film of ours and then do yourself in, he said, I'd be happy to stand the expense of your burial. I said, okay. I told you in front, I'll do it. He said, really? He said, may I tell David that? I said, you can tell the Queen. So I did it.
Vous avez dit plus ou moins que La fille de Ryan serait votre dernier film. Mais votre ami Paul Newman prétend qu'il ne faut pas s'inquiéter parce que vous passez votre temps, dit-il, à faire vos adieux au cinéma.
Yeah, like Schumann Hike. I don't know, really. I work as little as possible. Let's put it that way. You know, I think my family's getting bored with me being around the house, and I'll probably have to go back to work in order to just achieve peace, that's all. I'd rather not, but I may have to.